From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Louie B.
Yes, it is Ticats Today for a Thursday, November the 4th, 2021. Tiger Cats getting set to host the BC Lions tomorrow night under the lights at Tim Hortons Field. Hope you'll join us down here at the stadium. Still some tickets available if you go to ticats.ca. And if you're coming down, make sure to tune into the Tiger Cats pregame presented by Active Green and Ross. Andy Fantuzzi will get you set starting at 6 o'clock before we'll hand it over to RJ Broadhead and Luke Tasker, who will have the call starting at 7. Speaking of all those fine gentlemen, Luke and Andy have a brand new episode of Taskin' Twos now out on the Ticats Audio Network, so go check that out. And to get you set for tomorrow's game, RJ and Luke have a brand new episode of Ticats This Week. So lots going on today on the Ticats Audio Network, so wherever you found this show, make sure to go check out those ones as well. Great shows for you, and I was putting them together and was listening, and some great stories on Taskin' Twos and some great analysis on Ticats this week. So go check those out on the Ticats Audio Network, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Lots to get to on this show. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll run through the Ticats depth chart. We'll tell you who's in, who's out. We'll hear from Coach Joe. We'll hear from Brandon Revenberg. We'll hear from Ted Laurent as well. And I had a chance to catch up with Jaelin Acklin after practice today. So a little one-on-one with Acklin as his name's come up a couple times this week with receivers coach Jared Baines on yesterday's show. Came up again on this Ticats This Week with RJ and Luke. So had a chance to catch up with Acklin, and we'll get to that coming up here in just a moment. All right, let's take a look at the Ticats depth chart. And we'll start on the offensive line because that's where we're seeing a lot of changes as both Darius Sirocco and John Yarbrough are out. So from left to right, it will be Travis Vorncall at left tackle. Brandon Revenberg, really the only consistent on the offensive line this season at left guard. He has appeared in all 11 games, make that all 12 games now at left guard. Coulter Woodmansey, the rookie, will start at center. Jesse Gibbon at right guard. Chris Van Zyl at right tackle. Receivers from left to right, you got Dunbar Jr. out wide. Jaelin Acklin at the slot. Brandon Banks back in the lineup after leaving last week's game in Edmonton at slot. Tim White there as well. And David Ungwer III out wide. Up the middle, Jeremiah Masoli handling the quarterback duties. Don Jackson coming off a big 120-yard, one-touchdown game last week. The starting running back, and Nikola Kalinic lining up at fullback/tight end. On defense, not a whole lot of changes to tell you about. Jagarrett Davis, Ted Laurent, Dylan Wynn up front. Julian Hauser, game time decision again this week. He didn't play last week in Edmonton. He'll be a game time decision this week. Lorenzo Malden, the fourth, lining up behind him. Up the middle at the linebacker crew, no changes. 12th game in a row, Simone Lawrence, Jovan Santos Knox, and Cameron Kelly from left to right. And then in the secondary, again, no changes. Desmond Lawrence, Cariel Brooks, Tunde Adeleke at free safety, and then Ciante Evans, halfback, Jamal Roll, handling the quarterback duties. And then at kicking special teams, Taylor Bertolette, Joel Whitford, Gordon White, and Brandon Banks. That's how the Ticats will line up against the BC Lions. For more, here is the head coach of the Ticats, Laurent Steinauer. Caught up with him after practice and asked just his overall thoughts on the way the week went ahead of tomorrow's game.
Yeah, absolutely, Lou. I think we came out focused, and but at the end of the day, there's always a test at the end of every prep week, and so that's what I'm most looking forward to see our response, and we'll see. So. All the talk and the lead up is great, but that's why you play the game. But I've been pleased with the coaches and the players' preparation and execution so far. Yeah, well, first of all, Mike's Coach Gibson's been around and he understands. And I think what's been most impressive about Mike is he hasn't flinched. He's had many opportunities to maybe be disappointed, discouraged, just because, it's important when you have continuity on the O-line. I think that's a big thing. And, when you're always juggling lineups, it makes it tough. But I think that he's done an outstanding job. I think the players have done a great job of next man up mentality. And of course that's coupled with play calling with the job that Tommy's done. So can't say enough great things about Coach Gibson, about Mike. He's a true professional. And like I said, he's never flinched. Well, yeah, his play is picked up. I think Jeremiah is probably about as healthy as he's going to be. I feel like we've protected a lot better. We've ran the ball a little bit more effectively. He's made some better decisions. And, the biggest thing is we've come away with wins. So, to say that he's more groove now or whatnot is fun talk. But at the end of the day, it's about winning and not turning the ball over. And we've done a decent job of that here recently. Well, I think his tangible play always speaks for itself. He's got the huge playmaking ability. Unfortunately, he's been injured quite a bit this year. I think the other thing that we've talked about before is that Speedy's, his football intelligence really flies under the radar. Like, he understands coverages. He's a big help to the younger guys out there. So his presence alone physically is one thing, but he also brings a nice mental edge for us also. It does matter, but it doesn't matter in preparation, right? I feel like, people look at standings and situations when you're not consistently winning. When you win, you don't ever have to worry about those things. So, no, that was not the messaging. In fact, I haven't even spoke about it to the team. I'm sure they're aware of it. We're just trying to get better every week. And if we win, we know everything will take care of itself.
That is the head coach of the Hamilton Ticats, Laurent Steinauer, as we spoke with him after practice today, touching on a couple of things there, including the play of Jeremiah Masoli as of late. And here's a couple of stats for you. Jeremiah Masoli has started the last 4 games, thrown 8 touchdown passes without any interceptions. His interception-free streak sits at 118 consecutive attempts. Masoli also needs just 252 yards to reach 15,000 for his career and just 316 to move into the CFL's all-time top 50 passers. At 15,065 yards, he will move into the top 50 CFL all-time passers, which is just incredible. And we've talked a lot about Jeremiah Masoli. I've spent a lot of time defending Jeremiah Masoli, but his stats obviously speak for themselves. Another stat I wanted to throw at you. The Ticats have given up just 4 points in the first quarter in their 6 wins and 10 in the third quarter. And when they win, their turnover ratio is plus 18. When they lose, their turnover ratio minus 7. So just a couple of numbers to throw at you ahead of tomorrow's game against the BC Lions. All right, mention the offensive line. The one constant on the offensive line this season, outside of Coach Mike Gibson, would be Brandon Revenberg at left guard. He's starting his 12th straight game at left guard for the Ticats. Had a chance to catch up with him after practice. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of focus on the next man up mentality. Not that the person before them doesn't matter, but it's just if someone goes down, we need the next guy up, and we need to have them function at the exact same level. So we have a really good group of guys. I mean, all getting together, watching a whole lot of film, so we're all on the exact same page, right? And that's the whole goal, is just have the O-line on the same page, and they've been doing a great job. Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're a rookie, a young buck coming in, sometimes your head's spinning, but, he's been very focused. He's very diligent in all the work he does. And he's definitely one of those guys that's in here putting in the extra time to make sure he's comfortable on every call, and he's going to be able to get us in the best looks. For sure, something to definitely be happy about. I mean, it's one of those things where, you always stay humble and hungry. And, we kind of live very much so day to day. And while that was great, that was in the past, it's time to move on from that. I mean, that's our goal in every game. We won't get on them early and just keep it going, stay on them the whole time.
So nothing different here when you see the teams reeling.
No, sir.
Defensively, okay.
That is Brandon Revenberg, starting left guard for the Ticats, as we caught up with him after practice. All right, a couple more little pieces of audio here to get to you. We want to make sure we get Ted Laurent in here, because Ted Laurent, one of the most experienced Ticats on the roster, going into today, game. It is his 153rd career game, his 129th start. That is second among all the players who are playing tomorrow, behind only teammate Chris Van Zyl. And we caught up with Teddy and just off the top asked him kind of what he has seen from this BC Lions offense when it comes to preparing for tomorrow's game.
No, he still got it, man. He still got it. He's one of the good quarterbacks in this league. He got a decent arm. They got great playmakers on offense, so it's going to be a battle. I mean, since I've been playing with the Ticats, we always had this the next man up mentality. So even though Julian missed last week's game, we had other guys that stepped up. Malden played pretty well. Carney played pretty well, and we got Julian is a vet now, so he's teaching the younger guys a rope. So is myself. So is Wynn and Jagari Davis. So we just we like some young coaches out there with the young guys. It's next game up, not at all. We're just worried about the BC Lions. They're a great football team. They got, especially on offense, they got a lot of great playmakers. So, no, we're not worried about the playoffs. We're worried about the BC Lions right now. There's no explanation or excuses as to why we, prior to them 2 games we had, the previous 2, when we let the league go. But we addressed it. We addressed it, and we prepared for it. And moving forward, we're going to try our hardest for not to let it happen again.
That is Ted Laurent as he spoke after practice today. Just a reminder, full scrums, you can always go to ticats.ca. You get the full question and answer period and any pieces of audio you may have missed throughout the week. Again, ticats.ca for all of that information. All right, very pleased now to bring you a little bit of audio from a little one-on-one I had with Jaelin Acklin after practice today. His name had come up a couple of times this week. It came up yesterday with receivers coach Jared Baines. It came up today on a brand new episode of Ticats This Week with RJ and Luke. And one word that came up a couple of times was the word intense or intensity. And apparently that's the way Jaelin Acklin attacks the game when he's on the field. Fun-loving guy off of it, but an intense person on it. And we caught up with him after practice today, and I started off just by asking, is that accurate? Are you an intense guy on the field? Here's what he had to say.
I'd say it's pretty accurate. I mean, whenever I get on the field, sometimes I get in this mode where I see red, and I don't know. I play kind of mad sometimes. I don't really know why, but yeah, it helps me have like a competitive edge over people. I don't want to lose any rep. And, if I drop a ball or something, or someone knocks down the ball, I do get upset, or I think I get held. But yeah, that's just how I am.
Do you flip a switch, or you just hit the field and it's a different guy?
Louie, I don't know. I think I just flip a switch. I'm like, I got multiple personalities, I guess, but I swear, usually I'm like super cool. I'm a cool dude off the field, I swear.
You've caught 3 straight touchdown pass in 3 straight games from Soli. Jeremiah was named a top performer for the month of October. He's gone more than 100 passing attempts without an interception. What have you seen from him in the last month or so that he seemed to have raised his game to another level this season?
Yeah, Jeremiah has been playing lights out. And, whenever you get in the huddle and he calls a play, you just have 100% faith in him. I really think that he's taken control of the offense. He's been more vocal as the years progressed, and he just got confidence. He's just playing lights out right now, and hopefully, this week we can just keep it rolling throughout the season.
There's an adage that winning is fun. You guys seem to be having fun. How contagious is that, knowing that you have that feeling from the last 2 games and you want to just keep it going? Like, is it just as simple as saying, winning's fun and we want to keep doing it?
Yeah. I mean, but every week's a new week. We just got to go 1-0 every week. So we try not to look in the rearview mirror too much, even whenever we win or lose. But yeah, it definitely is a lot more fun being out there with your teammates whenever you're winning, everything's going good. But, we're going to face adversity somewhere along down the road, but we've already faced it. So we already know what that's like, and we'll keep punching it out.
And just some of the new guys who've kind of stepped up on this team, Dunbar, Tim White, obviously, and even, Tranowski, Ungerer, guys who are getting out there. This receiver group it doesn't matter who you throw out there. Anybody's capable of going out there and putting up some big plays.
Yeah. I'd love to shout out everyone, even like Jalen Marshall on the practice squad, Marcus Green. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. But yeah, all the practice squad guys, even the defensive guys, I give them a shout out. They give us looks, and their time's going to come at some point, but it's just not right now. And it's guys like Dunbar, Tim White, Unger, like you said. I have 100% faith in all those guys, and they know where to go. They don't have any MAs, and they make plays, so can't really complain.
And of course, Pappy White too there.
Oh yeah, Pappy,
I knew that was on the tip of your tongue, so I'm just helping you out there.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jaelin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, a little one-on-one with Jaelin Acklin, and that'll do it for us today. That'll do it for us this week. Yes, we're all set for Friday's game. If you missed any episode this week, you can always go back to check on the Ticats Audio Network. Be sure to check back tomorrow when an all-new Ticats game day with Bubba O'Neill and Courtney Stephen drops, and be sure to join us at 6 p.m. Eastern. Andy Fantuz and I will host Tiger Cats pregame presented by Active Green and Ross. Again, if you want to come down, still some tickets available, ticats.ca. Hope you'll join us either in person or through the airwaves on the Ticats Audio Network. Thanks for tuning in today. For the Ticats Audio Network, I'm Louie B. Hoping you have a great day.
Ticats Today with Louie B. Subscribe, like, and get your Ticats fix every weekday.